Morning. It's Wednesday. We're having a bit of a stressful morning, really. We're trying to get to Maltby, to the auction site, and pick up a load of machinery that we bought. And the amount of roads that are closed by floods is quite extensive. But the problem we have is that all the diversion signs that they put up for you don't take into account you've got an Arctic lorry. So it's challenging, I think is the word. Extremely challenging. So yeah, one of the mornings, but no doubt we will persevere. We've got to persevere, and failure is not an option. Okay, failure is not an option. So anyway, we'll now persevere to find another route to Maltby. Again, this is the second time this morning. Well, we've made it to Maltby, eventually. Probably about an hour longer than normal, just due to flooded roads. But if you look ahead of us, there's certainly some bits of machinery in here. There's only one lorry in front of me to be loaded, so that's quite a bonus, isn't it? Right, I'm loaded, ready to go. On a positive note, I've been coming to this auction house at Maltby for many years, and they just said, "Oh, by the way, do you know you've still got 2 lots here from last February?" And I'm like, "Really?" Not that I was aware of, but yes, we've got 2 items of machinery that have been here since last February, which we'd obviously forgotten about or missed, or more than likely, I think, where we use outside hauliers most of the time for picking up from auctions, they were missed. But nonetheless, isn't it refreshing today that there's some honesty amongst people who actually could say, yeah, you've got 2 items here that's still here, and yeah, just hope you haven't forgotten about them. So on a positive note, thank you very much for that. The honesty is well noted. It's quite refreshing these days. So there we go. Anyway, right, homeward bound. Plenty of new stuff coming here for the next auction. I'm not quite sure when it is, but I'm sure it won't be very long. Right, I'm back in the yard. Quick look in the yard, and the shot blasting lineup is quite extensive. So we've got a few tanks and bouncers there to get ready. Yeah, a few there to get done. Another one's in there ready to be done. But all these tanks are like this, have actually internally cleaned before we blast them. So this tank has been apart. We've been inside it. We've cleaned it out. Any bits and pieces had a bit of heat on there to straighten that out. So now that's done. Now we blasted. And that takes about an hour and a half to shot blast that tank. So that'll be blasted tomorrow, and then it'll go into for paint. And Gary will paint it tomorrow, he says. Alright, we've got John Deere in the shed here that today just had a pair of new front tyres on it. for the hours this tractor's done, it shouldn't really have needed tyres. But what happened was, we found that one of the original tyres on it wore very badly on one side. And we did swap them over, but unfortunately I think we left it a bit late. There's a long story as to why it got left a bit late, but we won't go there with that one. So we've just had 2 brand new tyres fitted today. Now, very interesting when you start getting into the cost of tyres. They are not cheap hobbies. They're not cheap hobbies to play with, I can assure you. But I don't know how we pronounce it, but Asenso. A-S-C-E-N-S-O. Now, we've had these tyres on various trailers and tractors and everything else with great success. I think we've had one issue on a John Deere 6195R that had a tyre issue, one tyre that had an issue. And to be fair, I think we'd had the tyre for about 18 months, nearly 2 years. And it was swapped under warranty, no question, no quibble, no fuss. I think they come with about 7 years warranty. I might be wrong, but it's something like that. So this tractor's had a pair of new tyres fitted, and I'll go see if I can find you the ones that we took off of it. Right, so here's the 2 tyres that we took off that tractor. As you see, this one still got a reasonable amount of tread on that. It's quite good. Certainly, we wouldn't want to really be changing that. But the sister to it has worn badly on one side, as you can probably see. It happens, it's not an uncommon thing on a tractor for this to happen, as I'm sure most people will know if you're in the industry. We did swap the tyres over, but we did it a bit too late, unfortunately, so we could have prevented or balanced up the wear an awful lot more on the tractor, but unfortunately we left it too long. These things happen, but we'll keep these as spares because at least they would get us out of trouble one day if we have a ripped tyre or a customer has a ripped tyre or whatever. It would certainly get someone out of trouble, but you can see just that wear on that tyre there. So right, never mind. Right, I'm going to see what I think Paul's here cleaning out and get tanks ready for painting. So we're going to show you what he's doing. So we're on the way of stripping tanks now. As I said, like the one in the shop last, these are all being cleaned out. So the lids come off. This is when we try and find out if they're full of fuel. You can be full of fuel, Paul? No, it's empty. Oh well, you can live in hope, can't you? You can live in hope. But there we go. So that one's going to be stripped. The these corners all come off of it. This one will be stripped. These corners will come off of it. So internally cleaned, strip it down, blasted, and then completely repainted and refurbished. So it keeps us quite busy, that's for sure. And here's how we clean tanks out. We have a big hoover pipe, and we just hoover them out. You don't get a lot of stuff in there, but so we can make sure that the tanks are properly cleaned. And then you go, one very clean tank. Just a little point, while we're talking about the shot blasting, I'll actually explain to you how shot blasting works, just in case you don't know. There are people that may not. So this is a very, very quick overview of how we shot blast and how our shot blasting works. So here we have a large compressor. It doesn't look very pretty, I have to say, but it's extremely functional. I'm sure it's quite elderly, with no idea how old it is. It's got a huge Caterpillar engine in it. Now that produces air, which we then send through to the blasting shed. Right, so the air comes into the building here and goes into this blast pot. Basically, it's got the hopper on the front now, and basically we fill that with the material that we buy in these bags, and I'll just show you some of my hands in a minute. And then the air pushes that material out at very, very high power through the hose here. Comes out there. Now, with the force of the air pushes that material out, it then just takes the paint off right back to bare metal. And this is the tank that we saw just earlier on. It's taking about an hour to shot blast, but it's rather than rub paint down and get a good finish, this takes it right back to the beginning. Right back to as it was when it was new. So there we go. So right, this is the material that we use. There's all sorts of pipes and chambers and things on here. This is the material we use. And it's not sand, as people would expect. People would expect you to use the word sandblasting. It's not sand. This is a specially designed material, as you can see. And that is what is forced out at high pressure to take the paint off. Very simple, very effective, makes our life a lot easier to do. Now obviously with the amount of dust in the air when we're blasting, the operator, the man using it, does use this air-fed mask. And that gives him a clean feed of air to breathe, and it seals around his neck, so he can't inhale, he can't take material in, but it works very well. So just while we stood next to it, this table here is a small blasting table that we've got for if we're going to blast a small item, obviously on the floor it'll move around, so we can put it in this cage here. There's various pegs that you can see, and things like that for wheels. So if you're doing a wheel, we put that on there, place the wheel over the top, blast it, and it holds it in place. So it's actually a very simple thing, but it actually works extremely well. And here comes Gary now to take the tank out, so I'll get out of his way. Alright, I'm going to take you into our paint shop and just show you the tank that you saw earlier being blasted. So saying I don't know whether it's actually the back one or the front one, but they're both the same. But as you can see, it was blasted, and then we do then just blow it down. We blow off the any residue of the sandblast material, and then we just actually run the sander just very lightly over, just to I don't know, smooth the surface off. The sandblast is really good. It does a really good job. But sometimes you can feel it's almost maybe like a very, very fine sandpaper, it feels like occasionally. So we've just run sander over that, and then we prime them up. So that prevents the rust, and that now is ready, along with the other two, for the top coat. More often in the past, we would be getting things ready to order. So customers would say to us, we want red, yellow, or pink, or grey, or blue, whatever, and we would do it for that order. In recent times where the market is slowed, we have been doing some for stock. So we would tend to do them in the colour that we think that we're going to sell most of. I do believe these ones are all sold to a customer, so they will be done on that customer's colours. So that is how we clean and prepare tanks. This is a tank that was painted probably a couple of months ago for stock. We did it. It's quite an unusual one. We're having the framework around it. It has now been sold to a demolition company. We fitted it out with petrol pump. So as you look inside there, it's got a brand new petrol pump fitted. Automatic nozzle, pressure relief valve, so that when you let go of the nozzle, the fuel returns to the tank. So hopefully there we'll have another happy customer. So thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry it's a bit mix and match, but unfortunately the job we do is very mix and match. So right, thank you for watching. I'm feeling about 90%. How are you? In the box below, please tell us. And please click subscribe and like button if you like the video, you know. So anyway, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.